Hello everybody, I am Philip Jordan and I'm going to teach you just one step ahead in English language. The first topic will be sentences, and I have a question on the board which is, what is a sentence? Alright, and as everybody writes, as publishers and other writers do write, a sentence is a group of words that make complete sense. Alright, a sentence is a group of words that make complete sense. But now you see a group of words. Okay, I have a group of words written over here, and that is, my story is better than yours. Now in this sentence, I have an adjective, I have a story which is the subject. Alright, is the verb, better than is a degree of adjective, and yours is the object. Okay, now this is my example. My story is better than yours. It is a complete group of words that make complete sense. Alright, and you see, a sentence comes in 4 categories. One is assertive, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory sentence. Alright, I hope you're understanding and following that much. Alright, now these sentences also come in 4 ways. Either it comes in negative, positive, direct, or indirect sentence. Alright, so these sentences come in 4 ways. But before we go that far, you see, I want to tell you about this word. Okay, now instead of a group of words, I can also say a sentence is a omitting this just word that makes complete sense. Okay, when I say a sentence is a group of is a word that makes complete sense. Alright, now why am I saying that is, you see, sit is my first word. It's just a word, and if I tell you to sit, it's just one word, and then you understand what that one word is, and it has made complete sense. Alright, now if I take this into a sentence form, in which kind of sentence, then it becomes an imperative sentence. Alright, it becomes an imperative sentence. So if it is sit, stand, be quiet, 2 words. Please take a seat, 4 words. These are all imperative sentences. So you see, a sentence is a group of words that make complete sense, is just this. But if I say a sentence is a word that makes complete sense, then I will use this. Okay, and these are imperative sentences. So I hope you understand that it's not always a group of words. I want to take one step forward. One step forward. We are all speaking words. Okay, but what is this word? A sentence is a group of words. What is a word? Alright, if I go to what is a word is a sound. This word is a sound. Alright, gentlemen, this word is a sound that comes out through our mouth, through the vocals, using the tongue, teeth, the palate, and other parts of the mouth. So we get a sound when we inhale or exhale a breath. Alright, so this sound is a word, and repeated words, using words repeatedly and over again, those words mean something. So all these words put together will form a sentence. Alright, the sentence has to be in perfect syntax. As English people, we're doing English language, as English people say, that it has to be in perfect syntax to make perfect sense. One has to follow the other. But if I use imperative sentences, which could be commands, orders, requests, okay, so over here I do not have a complete sentence, but you see, it is just one word which is also understood. If I say sit, it's understood that you sit. Alright, so the subject you is omitted, but it is understood that you sit. Alright, now you look at the bottom 2. I've written wow. Wow, what a great building. Fine, this is an exclamatory sentence, because I have an exclamation mark, isn't it? But it is not. This comes under an interjection. Alright, this is an interjection. Alright, now you see, interjections could be just useless words, which words we do not use. Okay, we just use most of the time speaking, but not in writing. And we also have adjectives to use as interjections, like good boy. Alright, so we're using an adjective saying good boy. We also say good. Okay, something when a person has done some work, we say good work. So we say that, we omit the work and we say good. So it's just one word which makes complete sense. So you see, these come in here using an exclamatory mark, which is called an interjection. explain on assertive sentences. Many children have a problem in understanding what assertive sentences are. It is one of the first sentences we learn. We use these sentences in our houses very often, very common. We use it everywhere, but we do not realize what are we saying. Assertive sentences give us information on an opinion or may state a fact. Sometimes children move around telling about so many things, telling everyone about so many things, coming and giving us information of what happened in the field, what happened in the park, coming and saying so many incidents in the whole life or during that day. So these are all declarative sentences. But these declarative sentences and assertive sentences come in short sentences, long sentences, simple sentences, complex sentences. I've given examples here. I enjoy reading my storybook in the hall. Now this word I enjoy, I'm talking about myself. I like reading, okay, storybook in the hall. I'm declaring something about myself. His work is better than yours. We're making a comparison. We're stating something there, that his work is better than your work. And this kind of sentence can be in the positive or in the negative form. Examples, both these sentences are of the similar kind, just with a small change. The child is playing in the park is a positive sentence because it hasn't got no or not written in the sentence. Now the second sentence is the child is not playing in the park, and that is the difference here. The word not makes the difference, telling us that the child is not playing in the park, which makes it a negative sentence. Now I am going to tell you on interrogative sentences. Now what is an interrogative sentence? It's a very important question. Interrogative sentences ask questions. Interrogative sentences just ask questions. Interrogative sentences end with a question mark. Okay, ends with question marks. And it's so important that we recognize these interrogative sentences with these question marks. Not like assertive and declarative and imperative sentences. They have a period or a full stop to end it. But we use question marks to end this sentence. Usually interrogative sentences begin with interrogative words like who, when, where, why, what and how. But I'll give you an example here. Why are you late? Or what time is it? Now these words, why and what, or these words tell us that these are asking questions. Okay, they are asking something. So these words are interrogative words, and these two sentences end with a question mark. Now it is very important also to understand that interrogative sentences without question words are generally formed by moving the helping word before the subject. Now what is this? Now we can also form sentences from imperative words without these question word, interrogative words like when, how, where, why, what and all these words. So without using these words we can also form sentences using imperative sentences like these. Examples, I am happy. Now what happens here is I move the helping verb or the verb in front of this and we say am I happy. So you see we move this forward. So we made a sentence, which is an imperative sentence. From an imperative sentence we made a sentence called interrogative sentence. Okay, so we have no problem in doing such a thing by changing an imperative to an interrogative. Likewise, we are going on a picnic tomorrow, and are we going on a picnic tomorrow? If we move this before the subject, then we'll have a sentence here which will be called an interrogative sentence, and at the end of this we'll have to use question marks. So we have the helping verb coming in front and say, are we going on a picnic tomorrow, with a question mark. So these are simple things we have to understand, where we can have helping words with who, when, where, why, what, how, that will form sentences. But we also have imperative sentences just by shifting the helping verb and the subject will give me an interrogative sentence. Now it does not end there. We have what is a question fragment. But what is a fragment? A fragment is a tag, a tail question, a question that can come before or after a fragment. Fragment means a part of the question. Okay, a part of the question. So it can come either before or after the sentence. Like a question fragment can be used before or after a sentence. For example, is written on the board, you have good manners, haven't you? So you see this part of this sentence, okay, this is a positive sentence. We made this into a negative sentence, and this part is called the fragment question or a question tag. Alright, a fragment question or a question tag. Now look at the last one here. It says what with a question mark. That's a fragment by itself, one part by itself. You lost your wallet, again ending with a question mark. So these are all different ways of framing interrogative sentences. These will have a direct question words ending with a question mark. These are imperative sentences just by shifting the verb and the subject, one before the other. And the fragment question can come either in front or the back. If it's in the back, it becomes a tag, a question tag or a tail question. And if it comes in front, then it's used as a fragment question. And now I'm going to explain on imperative sentences. What is an imperative sentence is the question. And many children have a confusion on imperative sentence. The imperative sentences give us a command, a request, advice, a suggestion, a wish, a warning, etc. Now they can be followed up. These imperative sentences are followed up by a period. What is a period? A full stop, a question mark, everybody knows that, and an exclamation mark. Now this period, exclamation mark and a question mark do not come in when we are speaking. It is the way it is announced to us, it is the way it is pronounced to us, it is the way the person expresses himself. Okay, so these become imperative sentences. It's quite difficult when we are asking somebody an imperative sentence. You could have a question mark at the end, and you could also have an exclamation mark at the end. It is the way we pronounce it. Okay, it's the way of how it is said. Now, if you look at this example, the simple subject of an imperative sentence is understood as you. You is the simple subject. Why? Because we do not mention them. Like look up, we are asking you look up. Be quiet, you be quiet. Please sit down. Watch out. We got requests and commands here. Okay. So now these requests and commands are followed up with you because there are no subjects here. Now you look at the next one. An imperative sentence becomes a direct address. It becomes a direct address only if a person's name is included. If I say John look up, over here I am addressing it only to John. So I say John look up. So it's understood that only John will look up, not the rest. But if I say you look up, it could be anybody. Look up. Alright, the next one I'm going to say, imperative sentences may be written like a question, but they aren't asking anything. They're not asking us to do anything. Though it can come as a question, they will tell you most of the time something. Like this, will you please be quiet? They're telling you something. They're not asking you something. They're not asking you for something, okay? But they might be asking you to keep quiet, but they're telling you to keep quiet. Will you please be quiet with a question mark? So this is how the sentences come, with a period, an exclamation mark or a question mark. Alright, now I'm going to explain exclamatory sentence. Now what is an exclamatory sentence? Exclamatory sentences exclaim or they show great emotion. Alright, exclamatory sentences exclaim or show great emotions. What do they exclaim? Exclaim is showing you something. What are they showing you? Some kind of emotion. Now, exclamatory sentences show these emotions with an exclamation mark. Not a period, not a question mark, but an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. but we use it where it is necessary. Don't overdo it. Use it where it is necessary. Now if I look at this sentence, how nice to see you, I can put a question mark. But you're surprised to see the person, so we say, how nice to see you, exclamation mark. It is the way how you say it. Okay, so now look at this word, wow. This word as a whole is just like an interjection, but it ends with an exclamation mark. Now look at the sentence after that. It says, this trick was amazing. It's ending with an exclamation mark, not a full stop. But I can also use it as, wow, this trick was amazing. Over here it becomes an interjection. If I join the sentence, it becomes interjection, and this will end with an exclamation mark. Now this is very, very important. Exclamation sentences can begin with question words like what, examples, and how. Okay, these exclamatory sentences can begin with question words, and it does not end with a question mark. Okay, so what a wonderful day is showing some emotion on that beautiful day at the end of it. So we are talking about what a wonderful day ends with an exclamation mark, showing the emotion, showing the expression of that wonderful day. And how nice to see you is also like a question, but you're surprised to see you on that particular moment or at that particular moment. So we end it with an exclamation mark. Gentlemen, I hope you've understood what sentences are right from the beginning and explain all the different parts of a sentence. And as the schools are closed and due to this COVID-19 lockdown, I have taken the opportunity of putting everything on the board and showing you audio-visual so that you understand it better. I try to go one step forward to see that children understand the way I've explained it. I try to make it as simple as possible. It gets confusing at times, but I try to make it simple as possible. If you like the channel, please press the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.